Welcome back to the channel. I'm Muted Dipoli and I help ambitious professionals transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. Today it is a different story, it's a different ballgame because I want to talk to purpose-led creators, purpose-led entrepreneurs, people who want to create something that really came from ideas within them and they want to take it a long way. So today's episode, as I said, is personal because I want to talk to high achievers. I want to talk to leaders, I want to talk to doers, I want to talk to people who feel pulled towards something big, something more than themselves, bigger than themselves. So if you've been asking yourself, am I ready to start up? If you've been doubting whether you should go or not, but you know that you're meant for more, then this is for you. So get your notebook because we're going to be talking about lots of things. We are going to be delving into what you really need to know to understand that you've got the signs to move on, you've got the signs to start your business that you've always dreamt about, that you've always thought about. So we're going to be talking about 5 signs you can see to know that it's time for you to make the move. We're going to be talking about why staying in the wrong lane can stall your growth. And I'm going to be sharing my personal story of how I left my corporate career after 12 years of successful career to start my own business and to get into my core CEO with what no one tells you about starting business. What is that thing that no one tells you about starting business? Most people don't actually wake up 100% ready, and I can tell you that you are not going to wake up 100% ready to know that it's time for you to start your business. But what you are going to know is there are clear signs that you can begin to use to prep yourself that this time is ripe and is right for you. So here are 5 signs that you can be looking out for now. 1, that you feel unfulfilled even though everything looks good on paper. So, you check the mark, you are very good at what you do, you are skilled, they know you, they respect you, but you still feel unfulfilled. That is a sign for you that, yes, it's time for you to move on to do something more than this, to do something more than your corporate career. So you have climbed the ladder, but you feel so numb in your role, you've outgrown your role. It's not because your role is bad, but it's because you are now bigger than that role. And you are not fitting in that role as much as you used to. The second sign is you keep daydreaming about owning your own business and creating your own thing. You always find yourself thinking about it, getting your thoughts stuck in that process that you just want to have something. It starts as a whisper generally. Something whispers to you, I can do this, I love this idea. And then it goes on to say, what if? And that's where you take a pause. What if? What if I don't make it? What if it doesn't work? So you follow entrepreneurs online, you imagine a different kind of lifestyle, you want to be like them, the successful ones. You're so curious, you want to keep growing, but you don't know how to do it because you have that voice in your mind saying, what if I am not able to do it? What if I am not at that state of helping people or stepping into a CEO zone? So that's the sign for you to know that yes, you should actually make a move and stop listening to the gentle voice that keeps you down. The third sign is you are tired of asking for permission to lead. And you want to lead your thing. You've got ideas, you've got visions, solutions, but they get buried in bureaucracy. You're not allowed to do what you want to do. You cannot explore your creativity as much as you'd love to. You're ready to lead without limits. And when you begin to feel that feeling, you know that it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to do something different. Sign number 4 is that you crave impact beyond your current position. You want to change lives. You're a change maker. You want to help more people. You feel the urge to help a lot of people. You want to create that change. You are no longer satisfied by just clocking in and clocking out of your corporate career. You want to build something that really matters. You just know where to start, how to start, what to do to get that thing moving. That is another sign for you to know that yes, you've got to take action, you've got to do something slowly. And sign number 5 is you are no longer afraid of failing. You understand that yes, you want to do this thing, it may work, it may not work, you may fail at first, but you're no longer afraid of failing. You are more afraid of the regrets that's going to happen. If I don't do this, I'm going to regret it for a long time. So when you get to that stage, you know that it's time for you to move on, to start something that is bigger and greater than you, something that a lot more people, more than you, will enjoy, and most of all, something that's going to make you live the life that you've always dreamt of. So these are the 5 signs. If you feel any of these 5 signs, you should know that it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to progress. So I'm going to share my own story of how I spent over 12 years in my corporate career, a performance successful career, but then I needed to move. So I moved because I was having a very leadership role. I was coaching senior people. I loved the part of my job that made me help other people to actually accelerate their career, to get into the best version of who they can be at work. I knew I was meant for more, even as I did that within the limits of what my career allowed me to do. So I was helping people to build their careers. I was allowing them to grow. I felt the inner nudge to build something that is bigger than me, something that would help me empower more women, something that's going to create a bigger impact and give me more freedom. Even when I felt that and I knew that, I had doubts in my mind. Will this work? Will I make enough money? Who am I to do this? Am I really skillful enough to hold on to a business? What if I fail? I had all of that doubt within me. But you know what happened? The fear never fully disappeared. But my vision continued to grow bigger and bigger. And it started to speak to me louder and louder. And at that point, I knew it was time for me to take some sort of action. So I started with what I had. What did I have at the time? I had my expertise, I had my frameworks, I had my skills, I had my story. And with that, I was able to launch something great, my first business, while still employed. So what you need to do is not move completely out of your corporate career into your business. You transition. That's why we call it transition. You start your business while you're still working your career. Okay, so that gives you some sort of a steady net to understand that yes, you're still going to be able to afford the things that you afford whilst you build gradually. So, and that decision for me changed everything. Being able to start my business whilst I was in career, it changed everything. And now I run multiple businesses, not just my coaching. I run multiple businesses. I coach corporate women. I make them become confident business owners, and I support leaders across industries. But it started with a decision. It started with a decision to stop ignoring the signs that I felt. So if you're ready as well, I'd encourage you to stop ignoring the signs that you felt and start your business. If anything resonates with you of all I have said, I want you to know that you don't have to do this alone, number one, and you do not have to quit your job tomorrow, not at all. But what you have to do is start preparing yourself intentionally, and that is where the secret lies. Prepare yourself intentionally. Be intentional about the things you're going to be doing from now until you launch your business, and then begin to do your business while you are growing gradually, and then get to the point that you know that yes, I can move on from here to standing and staying by my business. So here is what I want you to know, because there are ways to do this. And how you can do this is, number one, You want to start exploring your business why. What's the big why behind you wanting to start your business? What's the purpose behind you wanting to start your business? Because that's what's going to ground you when things are not going well. That's what's going to keep you grounded, keep you going when things become tough. What do you want to build, and why does it matter to you? So get somewhere and write that down. Be clear about your why and why this business matters to you. Number two, I want you to audit your strengths. What are your strengths? What can you offer that solves a real problem for somebody else? What is that thing that you can provide somebody else and they will be willing to pay for it? Okay, I want you to write that down in very clear terms. Number three, I want you to build your confidence in small steps. Confidence does not get built by you avoiding what you meant to do, or by you running away from something that you are afraid of. It actually gets built by you taking steps and doing it afraid and accomplishing small milestones at a time, and that is when your confidence is actually built. So launch something simple, have one paying client, and you build on that. You begin to believe in yourself when you accomplish something small. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to feel 100% ready, because you will never feel 100% ready anyway for you to begin. You just have to be willing to move with purpose. And that's the most important thing. If you're ready to take the next step, I created a free resource for you that you can use. It's called the Unleash Your Inner CEO. It's a starter blueprint for building bold confidence in your transition from employee to entrepreneurship. You'll find the link in the description, and I can tell you it's a great resource that you're going to really find useful. And until next time, remember, you were made for more. Keep leading boldly.